I headed back to the camp at rapid pace, leaving Sylvia alone in the glade. I absolutely certain that she wouldn't go anywhere and will wait for me. I wish I was certain that I remember the way back as well. We're going to just lose her. She's just going to sit there starving in the forest. The end. I wonder what the bad ending with her is then. Even if they haven't started to look for her both yet, they surely found Sylvia if she is missing. So I have to move carefully and try not to get noticed. Yes, you are the master of stealth, as Alice found you right away. And while getting to the canteen in few sprints was not hard at all, I had no idea what to do next. I can't just walk in there like nothing happened. Kill Ulsa. Are you hiding? I almost jumped out of my skin. Ulsa was standing behind me. Getting hungry, are we? She stared at me. Come on, why so quiet? I was tongue-tied for a moment and couldn't think of any answer. So, why have you come? I'm wanting to get something for Sylvia, of course. Oh, really? Yeah, really. Okay, I'll be right back. Much to my surprise, Ulsa didn't ask any awkward questions. But the chipper music, on a blink of an eye, she zipped out of sight through the doors of the canteen. Now she's bringing me some Wonder Bread. I was wondering whether I should trust her and wait, or should I flee before she returned with backup? Anyways. However, Ulsa interrupted my doubts quickly as she reappeared in a couple of minutes with a plastic bag in her hands. Here you go. The bag was full of buns and had a few packs of in it. But why? Well, because it's brave and cool. She smiled slyly. Best regards to Sylvia. I forget, I tried to do her voice like a crazy person. Ulsa waved goodbye and ran away. I stood there for a moment in confusion, but then went back to the forest. It was completely unlike Ulsa, but frankly speaking, I was thankful for her. In the end, I couldn't get food by myself during the day without getting myself in trouble. Upon getting back to the glade, I found Sylvia sitting on a sleeping bag in the exact same pose, as if it was a program and it was always an alien conspiracy theory. Here, man bring food. Me man. Anyways, I gave her the bag. You got it so fast now, she said excitedly. Well, I found help. Sylvia gave me a questioning look, but I didn't go into details. We ate busily without saying a word. This could be your last meal. I sighed with satisfaction in the end. Good. Really good. Yeah. Did you bring any more, you bastard, or do we have to do this daily? I agreed, Sylvia. What are we going to do now? Maybe you have any suggestions? About what? Well, at least how to deal with the camp leader. I don't know. Oh, about that bitch. And are you sure? Yes, I am. I interrupted her. This is an act of protest, after all. She must be aware that she can't order me. I shuddered. Order us around. I felt like I said something stupid. Even if I was indeed Olga's errand boy, Sylvia was... You're so funny. She gave me a cute smile. We could just go and talk with her. But if you want to sit here and wait, I'm fine with that too. I tried to talk to her already. Are you sure? You bastard, you got the wrong voice. Are you sure you did it in the right way, you fecker? What is the right way? To be honest, I don't know the answer. Such awkward talk was always something of a insurmountable task for me. I bet if I knew how to deal with such a case, things would go another way. Of course, since I was afraid of blaming myself, there was no chance to be confident. Wait a minute, since I was afraid and blaming myself. Okay, that makes more sense. I was about to say, I was afraid of blaming myself. That's why I didn't go well. No, you're afraid and blaming yourself. Right. I don't know what I just said. Ah, ha, ha, you fucking idiot. What? Nothing. I just feel like a princess who was saved from an evil witch castled by Prince Charming. I looked at her carefully. While all of this sounded quite romantic, I thought that Sylvia had just said was absolute nonsense. But generally, Olga as an evil witch, it makes some sense. Yes, and the similarity is definitely there, I said, spelling out every word. And princesses are given no choice in such cases usually. Sylvia continued in a cryptic tone. Given no choice? That's impossible. It's me who has no choice here. Just sit and wait until I get back to my reality by some miraculous chance. Does Sylvia have anything in common with me? She is a role model pioneer, hardworking and beautiful. She has hundreds, if not thousands, of options. Probably this is the moment I've been dreaming about my whole life. Such an unreachable girl as Sylvia, not only sitting next to me, speaking and laughing, but completely depending on me. But is it a good or bad thing? And what should I do next? There were more questions than answers. When it's hard enough to make a decision about my own life and take responsibilities for my own actions, how could I do that for both of us? Before now, I kept myself distant from such problems in hope of everything resolving on its own without my input. Yep, that's a lazy, shy way of doing it. But I couldn't act this way now. And not even because of the fact that the heavens only knows where and in what time I was. Oh, I thought he was going to continue that thought. Sorry. You know, I could be wrong. You may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic I'm looking for. Again, I flipped the song around, from... Okay, the song might not be written yet, but still, it'll be a hit. Sylvia looked at me inquiringly. We won't have cheesed anything indeed by just sitting here. And not just that, it's stupid and childish. You're right. Downright, you're always right, you feckin' bastard. Didn't the mama teach her women are always right? And what shall we do then? Let's go. We got up. I took the sleeping bag and headed to the camp, holding Sylvia by the hand. Hey, Gendo. Soon we came to the square where Olga was standing. Olga was standing as if waiting for us. As if the game programmed it that way. We're in a game! Sylvia, we're in a game! Pouting like usual. Aw, you're more cute than you are threatening that way. Hey, who's laying the funky beat? Boom, 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 boom. Here I am defending my honor. Don't you do a thing to me, Olga. I am the main character. Anyways, long time no see, she said angrily. Do you have something to say to excuse yourself? Yes, I do, Olga. Your mother's a whore, and you take after her. Drop the mic, walk out the door. Sorry. I won't walk out the door. I gotta finish the game. How about I have nothing? Hold on. Let me do a quick check here. I'm thinking logically, what do I want to do? Because again, we want to say, do we want to burst forward and say what we want to do? Or do we want to just say, I have nothing to justify for myself, but we are in love? I totally wasn't stalling for time to look up in a walk up. I replied calmly. Oh, really? Okay then, so you think all of this is normal? Fine. She paused for a moment and turned to Sylvia. Go to your cabin. I understand that you're not the one to blame. She didn't move an inch. She just lowered her eyes and held my hand even more tightly. Sylvia? As you can see, she doesn't want to. What did you say to seduce her? I just showed her my package. Of priceless poems from Italy. Yeah. Nice. Oh my god, I said nothing! I started losing my cool. Why do you think we've done something wrong? We haven't done anything at all! As if I haven't seen it. She grinned. So, what have you seen? She paused but continued a second later in the same tone. I've seen enough. Wow, you are so good at drawing conclusions. Getting a job at the secret police? Gustapa? Gustapa? No, what is it? It's the Anyways. Stop it with your rudeness. I didn't even think of starting it. I said sarcastically. Okay, your time's up, and I'm not willing to continue this pointless argument. You're grounded till the end of the session. Oh, really? And how are you going to manage that? I'll lock you down in your cabin. And what if I eject? Olga gave me a surprised look. It was just now that I realized as a crowd was gathering around us. I could spot Lena, Alice, Ulsa in the crowd. Because they're, other than the other two guys and the nurse, are the only ones drawn in this game. Oh, and Zoe. And Miku. Oh yeah, Zoe! You gossiping whore! Alright, anyways. What do you mean, object? Said the camp leader slowly. I mean exactly what I said. But you can't. A true pioneer. Well, that means I'm a false one. Olga paused as if she was pulling herself together. You think I can't force you? Did you know I was a dominatrix? Anyways, that's what her last name means. And how would you do that? I laughed empathetically. Ignoring the various mystical forces that at least cornered or concealed about me right now, the camp leader indeed have absolutely no idea about the enforcing anything. You know what? What? I've never been turned on more in my life. That's good. It looked like Olga already understood that she lost, but still couldn't admit her defeat because of her pride and her position of the eldest and the wisest of the whole camp. I was a youth division Communist Party young people. Okay. I'll send a report to your school. You won't be accepted to that place that we just read about. You won't be able to join the party. I'm from the future. It falls apart. We knock down the wall. We sell Levi's. Bruce Springsteen has something to do with it in a concert. The Beatles. I'd already did that song by now. Damn it. Still, don't care. In the future, in about 5 years, tear down this wall. And then Reagan smash. Bunch of old jokes no one gets. I had no way to respond against such a serious threats. Accept it. You have no choice anyway. Silvio, who had kept silent until now, intervened in the matter. Go fuck yourself, you ugly whore. That's all she has to say. Anyways. Olga, why do you assume you're right from the start? Why is Simon always to blame for everything? Why so special about what's happening? What was he? I've been drinking you. Whore ya. What has he done wrong? And why even I never had this accent begin with and I'm losing it. Oh, you're even sure of what you're blaming us for? And if it was any other than me standing here, would you act the same, you bastard? Celia, you should know that. That's the point. I know everything. I know you. I know Simon hasn't done anything wrong. I know you're just prejudiced against him without any clear reason. Just because he's Russian. Even though he's trying his best. Yes, it looks awkward at times. And yes, he's incompetent. And yes, he can't even fend for himself. And look how skinny the bastard is. And I don't even get me started on how small his unit is. But I know he puts all his energy into his heart and his heart into it. And you're going to blame him just because the way he is? A depressing, ugly little fuck. It was charming. I was charmed by Sylvia's monologue, listening to it. Not to mention his body odor. Can you smell them from a mile away now? I make myself laugh. That's all that matters. Listening to it without really getting whether she was praising me, declaring facts, or especially the thing about my unit, or stating her opinion, which is probably prejudice. I guess her exact words flew over me. Just the melody of the music in the background, with the heavy beat of her voice, was enough for me. It hypnotized me, and carried me away from the sick woman and stupid pioneer at camp, while calming and healing the wounds in my soul. Okay, I don't know what to do anymore. Olga, calm down a bit, but don't think that I approve of your behavior. Suddenly, she turned away, sliced through the crowd, and headed toward the cabin. Me and Sylvia proceeded to take off her clothes and make love in the middle of camp in front of Gendo. Gendo approved. I expected a storm of applause like an American movie, but the crowd started to dissolve quickly as the show came to its end. And Ulsa just winked at me slyly. Well, we kind of overdid it there. Sorry about talking about how small you are. I looked at Sylvia. She was smiling. No, not at all. I'd be arguing with her until late in the night, and you'll nailed it right and clear. I wouldn't get the right words like that even if I had an entire week to think about it. Oh, come now, you're making me blush, you stupid bastard. What? That's the simple truth. Not a trace of lies or flattery. She gazed into my eyes and burst out laughing. I just said the thing that came to my mind, and that's how it turned out. Your first thought was the right one. That's how the saying goes. No, it's not, you stupid bastard. I just noticed now that we were still holding each other's hands. After feeling a bit awkward, I tried to pull my hand free, but Sylvia didn't let it be. This gave me chills for a second. Where would we go now? I had no desire to go back to my cabin. Strictly speaking, I didn't want to stay in the camp at all. What would you say if I suggested we return to the forest? She looked at me with surprise. Well, it's just sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much. Okay, let's go. She began stripping off her clothes immediately. I was expecting such a quick response. Had no idea how to finish my sentence. I was just going to tell her about the feelings I get sometimes when you want to go somewhere outside of your comfort zone, into the bone zone. At least for a while, at least for a couple hours. Please, don't speak highly of yourself for a couple minutes. Be honest. A second. Anyways. Again, could have ended the joke early, but no, I had to take it one too many steps. I used to do this before. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a whiskey because I'm out and I need to learn how to read. So I'm going to take an English class and I'll be right back. Hey, the bird welcomed me back. Hi, bird. Hey. Anyways, shoot, I'm about to burp. What a brilliant way to come back to a recording. Anyways, new places and scenery calm my heart and help me to realize that the world is not limited by my apartment walls or the daily route to university or to workplace. And thus, my stomach growled, sorry. And thus, there are people who are doing better or worse than me. And so my typical problems are not as bad as they would appear. I smiled suddenly. What? What's with that creepy smile of yours, you pervert? Nothing. I just remembered. The future! Never mind. Let's go. We headed to the forest, still holding hands. To the same glade! They would never find us here, except this is the only place everyone ever goes. Eventually we came to a glade. Probably the one we sat in an hour ago, and probably the only one that existed in this game. Or it could be a different one, as I couldn't distinguish one from another. Here. She's been drinking. Sylvia gave me a questioning look. No, let's go further. I mean in the forest. In the forest. Let's go. Not together. Further in the forest, I meant. Okay. After an hour or so walking through the forest, we came to a small lake. What a nice place. Got it right. Sylvia smiled enigmatically. Then I suggest we stop here. Wasn't this the lake we saw her naked in? Nice place. I put the sleeping bag on the ground and sat on it. Sylvia did the same. And what are we going to do? Wink. I don't know. It was your idea to go out in the forest now, you idiot. Yeah, idiot. Idiot, you gobshite. Gobshite fecker. There's an idiot. There's a term I heard in Ireland. Or Scotland even. Idiot, yeah, idiot, yeah. God right, idiot. I can't remember. Yes, mine. I had to make a decision once again. Well, I had absolutely no idea what we could do. We could talk, for example. But about what? Oh, come on. Don't get so anxious. Sylvia laughed. I'm not. I can see you are. Well, it's just because you're beautiful. Anyways, it's fine. As you say. I sighed and stared at the ground. Maybe you can tell me about yourself. I'm from the year 2121. If man is still alive, if woman can survive, they may find. Anyways, no one knows that song but me. My parent, it's a song from the protest area 70s, 60s. Anyways, as a kid, we listened to it occasionally on a record, and it used to give me like this little creep out feeling. You know, it creeped me out a little bit. Because again, as a kid, it's the pacing of the song. In the year 2525, and it's just dystopia type thing. So, anyways. Well, there's nothing really to talk about. That's impossible. There could be nothing of interest in your personal life at all. Also, I'm a perfect example of a modern shut-in leet. Not leet. Neat. Anyways. Whoa, my stomach is in full revolt. I had enchiladas I made myself today, so my stomach is in revolt. You're just... She hesitated. Could it be that you're not telling me something? Like what? I don't know, that you're from the future? Like you're hiding something from me. But why would I? How could I know? You know better. Well, I don't. You said it like how? Not right. Sylvia laughed again. I'm sure that anyone but her would not be so calm here. Okay, so what do you want me to talk about? Well, tell me about yourself. Anything interesting that happened in your life. There was this time I traveled back to a pioneer camp in the 80s. Right, now I'm definitely sure that there was nothing interesting in my life at all. Okay, let me think. I made a smart face. When I was a kid, like 5 or 6 old, I guess, there was a small hut near my family's country house. A solid one, made of wooden boards and tar paper roof, so it could be used for a bomb shelter in case of war. So, one day, I was sitting there on top of it, and when somebody and something suddenly fell off. And there were beds and strawberries behind it. And during those split seconds that I was falling, I thought that the Green Reaper, had come for me. And my entire life ran through my head, just 6 years long, but still. So, I fell onto those beds and obviously didn't feel anything as there were plenty of soft ground there. So, that's the story. Sylvia laughed. But that's so silly, you feckin' bastard. What the fuck's wrong with you? Don't you have any interesting story? I killed a man when I was 7. Anyways, I don't think so at the time. I didn't think so at the time. And what about now? I don't know. I guess it is. Fine. Tell me something else. You'll call that silly too. No, I won't. I started thinking again. Also, I once fell into a pond from a bridge and almost drowned. Your stories are all, Sylvia said in an annoying tone. I told you there isn't much to talk about, so I told you the first story that came to mind. And speaking of which, the lake. Sylvia looked at the water. Let's go swimming. I'm not really fond of that. I don't even have anything to swim in. Bow, chica, wow, wow. Am I going to have to edit this? Oh, come on. She gave me a captivating smile. Well, I don't really know. Of course, I was eager to agree, but I still hesitated. Ah, come on, you bastard. I've already seen your small prick. She laughed and ran off to the lake, unbuttoning her shirt on the way. Well, I stood up from the sleeping bag and slowly headed her way. Nope, it edited it for me. Cool. Then again, this probably would have been edited in Steam, but... When I came closer, Sylvia was always splashing in the lake with all her clothes lying left lying around. Come here, you bastard. Well, I'm horny. I mumbled slowly. Come on, it's fun here. She didn't seem to feel awkward about my presence at all. Well, I started to turn away at first. But here's the question. What's more appropriate here? If Sylvia thinks it's okay and I act awkward, won't it offend her? And why am I thinking about second thoughts about getting in with a naked woman? I mean, I could go in my boxers. Would she feel bad about that? I'm assuming she might be in her panties. No, it said grounds on. Whatever. Overthinking it. Hop in. I didn't bring... she's naked. I guess that wasn't the most suitable at the moment. So, neither did I. Sylvia said with a voice that left... leave a choir. Don't be afraid. I'm not. There's nothing to be afraid of. So get in, you bastard. You chicken shite. I don't know what to say. Probably wanted to comply, but with everything that's happened some other way. Huh? Not in such a spontaneous, random moment. And really, why is Sylvia so friendly to me? Or is there something more to it than that? Then I really don't get it. It's up to you, you chicken shit. She said disappointingly. Light the fire then. What for? Because when I get out, I need to dry myself. Ah, yes. I'll do that.